Hey everyone, thanks for joining in. And we have Manju here and Madhvi here, and we are gonna talk about. This is the second episode for the first thing. So this is about our project, which has been accepted in double winter of code things, and we have Madhvi Madhvi, who's the product owner. She has got some awesome ideas, and she's happy to take the position of a product owner, and she's gonna help us build the whole project. So she's the right person so that you can ask whatever questions you have about the product. And we have Manju here, who initially started as a developer, and she's working with us, and she will also be responsible for merging the pull requests and stuff. So Madhvi, I'm just gonna let you talk about the idea and everything. The stage is yours.
Hey everyone. Hi. So basically, we want to create a product where people or HR or companies can post their job postings and internships and can onboard them as well. For example, if a company XYZ has posted a job hiring and few of the people are selected by the company, then then the company should be able to give them tasks that they can perform on our platform, like a workplace. We want to create a workplace and a job platform together. And what makes it different is, like, for a student perspective, since there is no financial charges involved from the student side. If a student get rejected, then he or she should know that what's the reason why they got rejected, and we'll add a column like what's the reason why they got rejected. Is there any problem in their eligibility criteria, or their skills are not good enough? Everything will be communicated with the student. And for the job hiring purpose, we will provide them the services like onboarding, which is heavily paid in the platforms like Zoho and many more platforms. And we just want to make a platform that integrate both the things together. That's it. That's the simple idea.
Cool. And what is your idea so far, Manju? Do you want to say something like from your side as well? So Manju joined us as a developer and in this team, and then she's gonna overlook at all the pull requests and merging. Everything will be taken care by Manju as well as another two developers. So she started learning React, and okay, I will let her explain all those things. Go on, Manju.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as Madhvi said, that's going to be the basic idea. So we are going to be listing out why they got rejected and what are the lacking skills they have. We're going to integrate it with the learning management where they can improve their skills as well. So yeah, we'll be doing everything. And Praveen has taken me on board on the project, and he's also mentoring me. So right now I'm learning React, which is going to be helpful for me to build the project.
Not just her, everyone who is going to work on this project will be mentored, and all the necessary guidance will be given from my side as well as from Madhvi's side as well. So this is going to be really interesting for sure. Like developing a platform of such a good extent, it is going to be like really a game changer for a lot of companies. So as I said you in the previous meeting, or the previous session along with Jay, we had this, a lot of people are trying to give internships, like a lot of companies are trying to give internships, and at the same time we have this big issue of companies are not able to manage the number of applications coming in, and then they also need some way to tell all the students what needs to do next and what needs to happen next, etc. So just quick thing, I'm just going to invite everyone in both Slack as well as in what do you call this, in both Slack as well as in Discord. So just give me a moment. Until then, Madhvi or Manju, please carry on or take over. So yeah, so that's about the project, and you can actually tell everyone about Okay, so anything else that you want to tell about the product as a platform, Madhvi? So this
Okay.
is related to only related to the like the development area. So what exactly you are expecting from the product as a user or as a manager or anything? Like you can explain about the roles and other things. That would be the right thing. Go on.
Actually, as a HR or as a company, I want like few tabs, like few categories according to which I can divide or filter out the students. And also, as a student, resume. When your campus recruitment are near, it's important to build a great resume. But for resume, there are many platforms, but those platforms are paid or ask for some amount of money. So what we can do is we can ask them the details or a portfolio or a file, and as soon as they'll enter their details at the end, they'll be able to choose few templates and they can download their resume. So it is a service as a student which I would prefer because I'm getting it for free, and also it will be shared with the companies. So it's something that I'm looking forward for.
Okay, cool. So these are a couple of things that, as a product, that features of the product, and with respect to others, like, do you have any other questions? So Lakshya is asking, in which are you both? Not sure what you mean. So would you like to explain it further? Okay, so we have Shambhavi as well in the stream. Hey, Shambhavi. And Devraj is going to be our UX person. So Devraj is also here in the stream. And just a quick hi to everyone. Okay, Madhvi and Manju, they're asking which year are you in both? Like which year of study?
I'm a 2020 graduate, and currently I am the co-founder of Kickstart.
I'm a student. I'm going to be graduating in 2022.
Cool, awesome. So we have all ranges of developers as well. So for people who are like hesitating whether I should be, is this the right time that I should come in or something like that, you don't need to worry at all. Okay, so any other questions related to um, okay, wait, a lot of people are asking if is this still live? Yes, this is still live. So yeah, is there any problem? And yeah, it works perfectly. Okay, cool. Yeah, so that's about the quick introduction about the product. And the next thing that we are going to look into is like, shall we go directly into the setting up your development environment and other things? What do you think?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so but I just need a couple of moments to set up those things. So I just need some time to um, set this up. So I'm just going to put a holding screen. Until then, Madhvi and Manju, do you want to explain like in detail like what all things that are required? Like maybe you can go through the different roles. Madhvi, this is for you. You can go through the different roles that we talked about, and how the pages can come up. Those kind of things might be helpful for this.
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
Okay, go on. And Madhvi, there are some questions like, how can we grab internships or goodies? You can actually talk about that in general, and I'll give a specific outline of that at the end. So yeah.
Can you repeat the question?
So the first question is like, people are asking, how can we grab internships or goodies? So one, for the goodies part, it is you need to talk to Script Foundation. So Script Winter of Code or Dev Script Winter of Code, that is what is giving you the goodies. So speak to the team there. This is related to the internship onboarding project. And for related to internships, Madhvi can explain you in a generic way. So Madhvi, explain how people can get internships in a kind of like a generic way. Until then, I'll be setting up the other things.
Okay. About the rules. Uh, as a student or as a company, as soon as I register on the page or on our website, I want you to verify their domain if they are belong to a genuine company, because we do not want to add false companies or fraudulent companies to our website. So domain should be verified. It's the first thing, that is registration page, and then the login page will be seen as we have. And then we'll have our front page in which they can post their job hiring. And as soon as they'll post it, they'll get three tabs. First one is for selected, second one for shortlisted, and third one for rejected. Whosoever will fill the form will be present in the application tab. In application tab, as they can see their resume and they can see their profiles and interest. If they found it interesting, they will click on shortlist, and that will move to shortlist tab. And after that shortlisting tab, they'll get an option to to get their details for telephonic interview, and we can send them a text message that that XYZ company has shortlisted you for this position, so that they can move further in the process. And if they got selected, the HR or the manager can click on the selected button so that we can get the data. Similarly, we can work for the colleges, like for example, if some of the colleges want us to hire to basically if some of the colleges want us to make their students hired by the companies for the position of interns, then we can ask those colleges for the same. And if we have a data, we'll share with the college so that they can have a database about the students who grab the internship opportunities from their college. In this, but in every batch, we can create a batch-wise system so that teachers or the college owners can get the information from us. And what else I need to tell?
I guess pretty much that's it. You have covered a lot. Yeah, you have almost covered a lot. Yeah. So any questions, people? So that's exactly what the whole project is about. The whole stuff is about. And the next thing is like we can go ahead and set up things. Like for example, I will help in setting up the development environment, and we can talk about this. Any other things that you want to share before this? Okay, let me quickly check the comments from YouTube. Okay, not many. So let's if everyone is okay with it, we'll go into the demo part. I'll share my screen and show how things are set up. Yep. Just give me a few moments. Okay, cool. So I hope my screen is visible right now. So I'm using a Mac machine, and oh, this is what I'm actually building right now. Okay, so coming to the development environment, so I'm using Visual Studio Code, and I'll also let you know what all things that I'm actually using here. Okay, so before going to that, so if you all go to your browser, type in Praveen Dev Environment on Google, you will be getting this particular link as the first one. Okay, so just give me 1 second. Let me quickly check if things are working fine as expected. Right, so that's the first link, and if you open up that one, okay, let me zoom it in a bit. So here you would be able to see what all things that I'm actually using. So I'm using Google Chrome. Google Chrome is one of the best development tool for web development. It not only supports all the developer tools, it also has a lot of extensions that can be used to help us with like um, adding support for React JS and other things. So first things first, it's you need Chrome. Secondly, then you need Node.js. So Node.js can be downloaded from nodejs.org, and always try to download the left side one, which is the LTS version. LTS means long term support, and this is very much important because this particular product that we are going to build, it's gonna go in production, and you all are gonna be building the whole thing. So I'll be guiding, I'll be also building with you, and there are other people who are also building with you all. Okay, so that's main thing. Then the next thing that we are going to do is we need what do you call this? We would be requiring um, React Dev Tools. This is a Chrome extension. Okay, so make sure that this is offered by Facebook. Okay, so this is the one which we need to use. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the links of all these things, and I'll be adding everything in the chat, YouTube live chat. Okay, so this is the development tool, and this is Node.js, and finally this is the extension that we are supposed to use. Okay, so the next thing that we need is Git. So whenever see, the first thing is this whole application is there in the GitHub repository. So if you go to this particular repository, it is internship LMS front end. So right now we are only outsourcing, open sourcing the front end part. So I'm also going to send this link as well here. And what you need to do for cloning is click on this. You have different ways you can clone it. You can either open it with GitHub desktop, you can use GitHub CLI, you can clone it with VS Code. So if you're cloning it with command line or anything, I would suggest you to copy this link, and then copy this link by using this small copy button here, and then use your username in front of this and put an at symbol, and then in your Visual Studio Code, when you open the new tab, you have two options. One, open a folder. Another thing is clone a repository. Clicking on clone a repository will clone from GitHub. Don't use that. Just paste that URL with your username at github.com/Praveen Science and all those things. In case if your username is, let's say, Manju, so it's going to be like this. Okay, you get it right. Don't change anything else here. Only thing that you will be adding is your username at, then github.com, everything stays the same. Or the only thing that you will be editing is you will be adding your username at in front of github.com. Oops. So is this clear? Like, so here if you just copy this part, so you click on the code, you copy, this is the copy button. So click on the copy, paste it over here or anywhere. This is my username, so I'm just using this one. So add your username in front of it, copy the whole thing. So once you go to this Visual Studio Code, you click on this new tab, the new button. In the new button, you will be having two options, open folder and clone repository. The moment you click on the clone repository, it is going to ask you from clone from GitHub. Just ignore it. Paste the repository URL. Here, only thing that you will be adding is, changing is this new addition, which is your username at, then everything remains the same at github.com/PraveenScience/internship LMS frontend.git. Okay, so once you do this, you click on it, it's gonna clone and it will ask you where to save it. So when I click on this, it's gonna ask me which location I should be saving it. Since I already saved it, I'm just gonna open the recent one, which is this is not the one. Just give me a second. Let me try finding it once. So technically, I don't know where exactly I stored. So just give me one moment. I just need to find it. Okay, seriously, I'm not able to find it. So I'm just gonna go check it in. Let's see if I'm able to get it. Okay, let's go with this one. So until this, do you have any questions? Let me find it.
Have some YouTube.
No. Yeah. I'm just trying to find out where exactly the thing is. So now you will be able to see this. Okay, fine. It's actually here. Okay, cool. So inside the VS Code, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna open the folder. So it is in downloads WOC, and then we have this here. So it's going to open it this way. So right now we don't have any code at the moment. All the things that we have is this particular README document only. And now we will be starting to work on the initial stuff. Okay. So the first thing that I would generally do is we need to set up the environment in Visual Studio Code. So right now, what I have done so far is I have installed a couple of extensions here. So you don't need this Cobalt 2 extension. This is just for the theme. But other than that, ES7 React Redux GraphQL. This is one. So how many of you are lazy here? That is the first question I'm gonna ask. So I would happily say that I'm a lazy person. Okay, so I'm really lazy, and I could easily say that I'm a lazy person. And if with this particular extension, what I can do is, let's say I want to create a new React file. Okay, so a React component or something like that. So first thing, I need to set the language as React, and then if I'm creating a class component, all I need to do is I need to put RCC. There you go. A React class component is created. So this is as simple as that. And if I need to create a functional component that can be exported, I would use RAFCE. There you go. So it is very quick in terms of using a snippet rather than creating a component by hand. That's the reason I'm using ES7 React Redux, those snippets. Also, if I use CLG and type something, it's gonna be like, console.log for debugging things. So a lot of things are given by this particular this particular extension, and you can actually find all those basic shortcuts here. Okay, so these are the different things that you can find it. And next comes the ESLint. ESLint is mainly for, see, the whole project is done using JavaScript, right? It is a single page application. It's a JavaScript based application. And ESLint is one of the plugins that helps you in making sure the linting of JavaScript is perfect. So this, along with this, it works with Prettier. Prettier works with ESLint to make sure the whole code is formatted correctly. So for example, if you are using JavaScript or JSX in the most of the cases, then we use CSS and SCSS. SCSS is what we use, and HTML, then Markdown. These are the couple of things that we will be using in our project, and all these are supported by Prettier. And anything related to JavaScript, TypeScript, JSX, and CSS, maybe I'm not sure whether CSS and SCSS, but JavaScript, TypeScript, and JSX are supported by ESLint. So this is gonna help with that. Okay. So with respect to Git length and Git history, what it does is, when you are in a file, it's gonna help you see who actually edited this file last. So this particular line was created by you 4 years ago. So that's exactly what Git length does, which is super cool. And then finally we have Git history. Git history is, again, it's gonna help you in, without navigating to GitHub, you can quickly check who exactly changed it, what exactly changed, etc. So those kind of things are possible here. Otherwise, the to-do tree is just another cosmetic thing. VS Code icons is also cosmetic thing, and the Cobalt 2 theme is the official theme. It's a Westboss theme. That's also, again, a cosmetic one. So that's about the setup. Any questions related to the Visual Studio Code setup? This is what you need to do in the basically this is what is required in your setting up of things. So for questions, let me quickly have a look at the questions. Mudit says you should have registered first. Okay, that's that's about the DWOC or SWOC. Cool. Um, Okay, so Uranium says using simple React snippets. That's great. I haven't seen that. RFCE, the difference between RFCE and RAFCE is React arrow function. The second one gives you the arrow function. Srinivas, yes, this YouTube video will be available in the same location after this video. The only thing is you won't be able to ask questions interactively. That is the main point about having a live session. Then Amit says you don't he doesn't know anything about React, so this could be an opportunity for you to learn how to set up React and everything. Okay, so no worries, don't worry. In case if you don't know React, we will be going with the basics. Okay, so I'm not sure about Madhvi, but definitely Manju is gonna learn as well. So in case if Manju is having any questions, you can technically you can take the questions from the YouTube live chat. At the same time, you will also be able to ask your own questions. So that's you're free to do that. Right. What is the purpose of the program? There are two programs, Inventor of Code. One is the Dev Script Inventor of Code and Script Inventor of Code. In both the programs, this project is registered. There are like loads and loads and loads of. Okay, so okay, this is not technically. I explained the whole concept of this Inventor of Code in my previous video. Check it out. That's what I would say, because this is mainly for, see, we have lots to cover, and this is mainly for making sure we understand. Okay, so let me share the screen. So here's where the previous video is, and this is the introduction of the Inventor of Code, and this contains the whole the whole idea behind it, what we need to do, what is it about. So see, these are the things that I'm actually talking about. So what exactly Inventor of Code is, how is it different from Summer of Code, how is it compared to Google Summer of Code, what is in it for me if I join a Inventor of Code, which communities are hosting Inventor of Code this time, what are all the roles that are available in Inventor of Code, who are the organizing team, project admin, mentor, participant, introduction to this platform really, and then the project, and then how to join the Inventor of Code. How can you contribute in a Inventor of Code, like knowing the basics, choosing a project, Git and GitHub, issues and pull requests. Everything has been done in the dynamic way, like a demo, like a hands-on demo. So that's going to be the same thing here as well. So we will be doing a hands-on demo right now. And sorry. So yeah, we'll be doing a hands-on demo. So that's exactly what I wanted to tell. So for that, I'll just send you the link right now here. Okay, Shreya says repo will be automatically updated, or should we copy updated code every time? The main reason why we are using GitHub is to push the code. That is the main functionality of Git and GitHub. So that's the basic thing. And what would be the flow for the project? I guess this can be taken up by Madhvi or Manju right now. Madhvi, how do you want the whole project to start and then complete? Like, what is our plan? Madhvi, go ahead.
Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible.
Okay. So basically, at first, we should complete the UI part since it's the most simplest part. At first, we should have a register page, obviously, in which we should be able to verify the domain, as I said earlier, to filter out the fraudulent companies, and then we should proceed with the first of all, we should proceed with the job posting part, because students will be availing only those services which are posted by the HR. So at first, the HR or the company part should be completed, where they should be able to post their job requirements or internship requirements. So we should divide this project into two parts: first one for students and the second one for the companies. So at the first, we should start with the companies, obviously. That's my point of view.
Okay, that's cool. And the next thing is, I don't think there is any other questions other than that. Uh, yeah, Lakshya says that I've been working in React.js and Node for 1 year. Have pretty good idea about implementing code. Boom, that's good. We have people who can help each other. So we are looking forward for that, Lakshya. And can everyone say what is the purpose of this project? So long, that's what we were talking about, right? Okay. Anyway, so yes, can you all say where are you coming from? Are you from DWOC or SWOC or both? Please add your comments. And finally, let's go on to some this is the place where we will be starting with React. Okay, so ultimately, if you have no clue what React is, how React works, it is completely fine. This is the time you should be looking forward for it. Okay, so with respect to Visual Studio Code, if you want to quickly add your code, make your code look like me, make your code installation, Visual Studio Code installation look like mine, what you can do is at this point in the development environment, you have something called as a dot file. This dot file has all these, like the configuration stuff. So what you need to do is just copy this whole thing and then go back to your VS Code. Here you have a settings option. So in case if you are using Mac, you can go through preferences settings, or in case if you are in Windows, I guess it would be in the file preferences settings. Okay, so I'm just going to go to the preferences and settings by you can also use by pressing command comma, or you can use control comma on Windows. Okay, now here what we can do is there is a option to change the settings by using the file. This particular thing opens up the settings.json, and what you need to do is, technically this is what I have actually made it here. So this dot file contains that particular file. So you can just copy the contents of this and then paste it over here, and that will give you the same settings as what I have been using. So the main reason why I have been exporting these settings is mainly how the whole application has the indentation and other things. Okay, let me show you a small example of it. So let's say if I'm changing it to JavaScript. So let's say we have a small JavaScript code. I'm just going to put a simple function with a name of you or something like that. And I'm just going to give hello world or something like that and put everything in single line. Okay, so I'm creating another function inside it. So I'm returning another function here, which is going to have a for loop. I is equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus, and then I'm just giving like console.log hi. So this is exactly a valid JavaScript, okay, but it is not written in such a way that it is identifiable or it is readable by anyone. Okay, the moment if I go back to my VS Code and just paste it, it immediately makes it completely readable. So this is the main reason of using Prettier, and I have set up the Prettier in such a way that this on paste thing, it formats the whole document. So these are a couple of things which I have given in the settings file, and with all these particular installed extensions, this will make the whole thing easier. It's not only that. So this contains the file structure. So I'm just going to create a new folder called client server, and then I can also create a folder in the terminal by using terminal, new terminal. So here I am using omyzsh. So it is showing me my current branch and other things as well. All right. So let me quickly look into any questions that has been there. Okay, so as if please check this for more details. Here's an introduction. And looking at people, a lot of people have come from DWOC. A few are from SWOC and both, which is nice. Cool. Utkarsh has already updated his settings.js. JSON, that's good. Okay. With respect to my terminal, okay, you are asking about my terminal. So my terminal, I'm using iTerm here, but I don't think that matters anything. But for the terminal thing, I'm using omyz.sh. So this is exactly what I'm using for my terminal application. So this is kind of like what do you call this? A terminal replacement. And Lakshya, you can start with the first issue. Okay, so we will be working on the user interfaces. So right now, I'm just gonna set up the basic foundation. Everyone needs to know what they are working on. So that is the main core idea behind the project as well. So it is not like one person knows a lot, one person knows nothing. I don't want something like that because everyone needs to enjoy and work. So that is the main reason I have been putting the efforts to show everything. Yes, uranium fish shell is awesome. It's very great. It's very much helpful, and it has some features that are not there in OMyZSH, which is cool. That's awesome thing. And Mudit, you might need curl or wget. So in case if you are on Windows or something like that, you can use something the git bash for this. But I'm not sure whether this is supported by Windows. That is one thing. So for the installation, you can either use curl or you can use wget. Both work. So this is mainly for Linux or Unix based missions. I'm on a Mac OS, it works. So Mac OS is a Unix based mission, and Windows is I don't know how it's gonna work on Windows. So Mac, Linux, Ubuntu. So some people say that there is this Windows subsystem for Linux, WSL, in Windows 10. Maybe you can try with that too. So this is gonna be like really interesting. I have even written a complete um, like completely what actually does. So OMyZSH, what it provides, everything is here. So there is also a cheat sheet here. This gives you like a lot information about this. Linux Mint will work. Yes, definitely. So Linux Mint works. And okay, so let's go ahead and start your first journey on React.js. Okay, so the first thing is this is a full stack application, which means it has both client and server side application. Okay, so right now I have nothing changed at the moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a program called, see, again, I'm a lazy person. Okay, so I'm going to use a package that's going to install React for me. So for installing any packages, you will be using something like npm or npx. The difference between npm and npx, I'll explain. So npm is node package manager, and npx is node package executor. So what is the difference between these two things? So generally, when you're trying to install a software application, you download the setup file and then double click on it, press next, 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 then finish. And then you have the software installed and you will be deleting the setup file, right? The setup.exe or any file that you downloaded from the internet is no more usable, right? That is the thing that npx does. So there are a couple of repositories or packages. What it does is it is only useful for creating the application. After that, we don't require. One such application is create React app. So once you install this, install React application, once you initialize a React application from this one, you don't require it to be done again. So that is the main thing about this. So what technically generally we do is we will do npm install create React app. Then we would do like create, okay, I'll just copy it and paste it. Create React app. a folder name, then npm uninstall create react app. This is what we will be doing. So what this whole thing will be combined and done by npx create react app folder name. So that's the difference between npm and npx. Any questions on this part? PowerShell, in my opinion, is completely worst. So I would recommend people not to use PowerShell with React at least, because JavaScript runners have some issues. NPX is preferred by Create React App, and yes, that is why we have been looking at how NPX works. What is NPX? What is the difference between NPX and NPM? Okay, right. Any other questions? So far everything is clear, right? This is the first step. See, these are the steps that are required for people to start with React. And this is not required for our project because I'm going to do it in front of you. And once this is done, for others to make this work, like for example, we will use either Manju's or Madhvi's mission to get the code. So you will also know how to get started with your code as well. Okay. Sanjay, because create react app, we won't be using it after installing. Once we have installed it, after that we will be throwing it away. We will not be using it. That's the reason. Okay, superb. No other questions. So let's go ahead. So the first thing what we will be doing is we will be using this command, and the folder name will be client here. So we have a server folder on the left side. So we will be using a client folder. So npx create react app client. So this is the first thing that we will be using. So the moment I press enter, so just keep in mind, you would be requiring an extremely good connection, at least a decent connection. So it takes some time. So it's going to create a client folder, and then this folder will have package.json. And then what it does is it is going to install React, React DOM, React scripts, packages, and then it is also going to initialize the whole thing with something called as CRA template. To check my internet connection speed, I use fast.com. So currently my speed is like 110 Mbps down speed, and the uplink is kind of like, okay, it's actually oscillating because I'm also streaming from this mission. So there are some issues with the stability of the internet connection. Anything that is greater than 100 Mbps will work. Sorry, 10 Mbps will work. I'm sorry about the number. Yeah, so that's about it. This will keep on installing. It has a lot of files to be installed. So this is gonna go this way. And once this is completed, you will be able to see a message which says, which actually ends up, okay, now it is actually doing all the installations, all the unlinking, linking, etc. So these kind of things. So it has actually added 1913 packages from 731 repositories. And it has also checked all the packages for whether any issues are there, any virus, malware, anything is there. So it has also checked everything. It has also checked that there are no vulnerabilities are there, which is cool. So now it is also removing the template package. Now we have got this success message. So it says created client in this particular folder. Inside this directory, you can run several commands. npm start will start the development server. This is the first step that we will be doing. So if we are in this, like, let's open a browser, and then if we type in npm start and press enter, oh, sorry, I should be going to the client, right? So the moment I press npm start here, within few seconds, it will open this whole thing automatically and then show me a React, the logo of React works. And this is the basic stuff about React. So this will also say compiled successfully. You can now view the client in the browser, either using localhost 3000. That's what I have used here. Or we can also use this network location. So for example, if I have a phone or something like that already connected to the same network, what I can do is I can just go ahead, open my browser like Google Chrome or something like that, and then type in localhost colon 3000 and press enter. Um, Sorry, localhost will not work, right? So I should be using 192.168.0.11.3000. So the moment I open this one, I would be able to see React, the same application that is working here. So this is cool because if you want to check whether the thing that you are working on is responsive, how it is working in mobile application or mobile phone, you can check those things. Okay, now let's quickly look into the questions that you might have got. So I'll just leave this part here and then check the questions. Right. So as Sunil says, Sunil, you are right. This is a boilerplate with other tools like Webpack, etc. Yes, you are right. So this is actually a boilerplate code that is going to help you in doing all these, installing all the Webpack and other things. So that is exactly what's going to happen here. Okay. So now the next thing that we are going to look at is how we will be componentizing all these things. Just give me 1 second. Let me quickly. So any other question? Okay, there are not many questions. So let's go ahead and do the next step here. So what we are going to do now is we will be trying to do a couple of things in our what do you call this, in our src folder. So src folder is the folder that contains all our files. Okay, so if you see not exactly this particular thing, this is the LMS platform. So let me go back to, okay, it's better I open up a new tab and then put open dot. So that's easier. Okay, so if I go to the client and src folder, you can see all these files, right? So that's what is here everywhere. Okay, so now if I go to this index.js, which is the main file, this is where all the app file, everything is created and given. Okay, so now if we go back to our Google Chrome, it says edit app.src and save to automatically reload. There is something called as hot module replacement here when you're working with React. So you don't need to come here and update the file, but all you need to do is, let's say, hello winter of code. And then if I just save it, on the right side, you can immediately see that it is working because I haven't even clicked on the reload. This is called as hot module replacement, and it's actually a cool stuff. So what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna save these things for now. I'm just gonna do one quick thing. So I'm just gonna remove this ESLint cache. This is no more required. So I'm just gonna say add to git ignore. So that's been added. So there is this one. We don't need this. So let's get rid of this one, delete this file. Let's open this one, add it here and save it so that this is gone. Okay, cool. Now, the first thing what we have done so far is created a React.js boilerplate using CRA. That's all we have done so far. Okay, whatever you do, even if it's a small thing, please add the code and then commit it and push it. This is very much important because you can see from where your code has evolved. And if there are any questions, you can, like, if you want to go back in time that the code is not working or something like that, you can easily go back. Okay, so once we have done this one, let us look into the next thing. So the next thing is organizing all these files. Okay, so I would suggest having components, styles, assets for static assets, services for connecting with the backend, and tests. So where will this app.css go? It's gonna go to the styles folder. App.js is gonna go to the components folder. App.test.js, it's gonna go to the tests folder. Index.css is gonna go to the styles folder. Index.js, leave it aside. Logo, we won't require, we will delete it. Okay, now a couple of things we need to do. The moment we change anything, it's gonna say fail to compile, and even the website fails. Okay, so what we are going to do now is we will try to get rid of the files that we don't want. For example, we don't need any of these style files. Assets we don't have. We have only this component, and then we have only the test file. Okay, I'll also tell you how to run the test, which is not required in this project, but it might be required when you are, it will be required when you are going to a enterprise, when you are building an enterprise web application as a part of your team in your company. Everyone is going to get into a company and get placed, right? At that point of time, the tests will be needed. Okay, so now the first thing is we need to fix the app.js because it is failing. So what we will be doing is inside the index.css, I'm going to get rid of this file because we don't have the CSS file. I'm going to do a quick fix, and I'm just going to disable this particular thing for now. And I'll just save this one. Again, this app.js is not found. So I'm just going to use components/app. Now, if I go to the components and app, a lot of files are missing from this. So I'm just going to get rid of everything. I'm just going to make RCC, which is going to create me a React class component. And I'm just going to put export default app at the end so that the exporting makes it easier. So once I do an application like this, like a component like this, I want to name the component as the file name. At the same time, the main div element is going to have the same class name as well. So I'm just going to put hello winter of code, and then inside a paragraph, and then I'm going to compile it. And if I go back to my application, it's going to show me hello winter of code. Okay, so this is what we need to do for rearranging the things. Okay, so we have just reorganized all the files. Files from CRA, but again, right now, the problem is this will fail the test. So if I type npm test, okay, so I need to go into the client and type in npm test. It's going to say it's failed. Yeah, because it cannot find the app. So let's go to app.test and we will just fix it only once, and then we are not going to fix it any more time. Okay, so now instead of learn React, we will use winter of code. So this is going to be useful when you are going to a company and stuff like that. Okay, so now this file passes. So we will come out of the test, and then I'm just going to add all these things and then do a git push. Perfect. So that worked. And if I go back to my code here, I'll be able to see 2 commits, which has the client, and all these things are here. All the details of how you should be executing this one will be here. So coming back to how the other things work, like for example, like we can close this one. We can close almost all these things. And now the next thing that we need to do is we need to set the icons and the title, etc. But before that, let me quickly look into the questions if there are anything. Right. So what is the background theme? I'm using the Cobalt 2. That is what I explained in the first time. Why remove ESLint cache? First, my question for every one of you is, why do we have this ESLint cache? Because even I am not sure. Only the recent React applications are actually getting this ESLint cache. I'm not sure how it actually works or affects our application. So if you have any idea about that, please let me know. I'll also let everyone know about this. Recently, Facebook open source launched React server. Where can I use that feature? I'll have a look at that. I'm not sure about that. I'll have a quick look at that and I'll let you know. Utkarsh, you don't need to do all these things. The next step that we need to do is, like, we will be building the front end of it. So Madhvi will be having all the the designs and other things. She will be sharing with you in both DWOC and SWOC shortly, and then we will be we will be creating the issues, and each of you can pick up the issues and then start working on it. Okay, this is a good question. Web Vitals and PWA. These are mainly for the single page application and progressive web applications. So what happens with that is, for example, if you are creating a web application, something like this, so they have this option to run it offline. For example, if you open Google Drive as the web page, when you don't have internet connection, it kind of tries to synchronize, like take a backup and synchronize. Once the internet comes back, it will again connect to the Google servers, and then it is going to update and synchronize. So that's exactly what progressive web apps will do. And it's about offline applications and performance. Quickly the application will load because the application is stored locally. That is the main reason. Okay, Uranium, I do have only one or two formatters. There is only one formatter. There is only one snippet. So I keep all my, what do you call this? Just one of each, so that it doesn't conflict. Yes, this is a problem with a lot of people having couple of, what do you call this? A lot of linters and a lot of prettiers formatters, code formatters. When they clash with each other, that will be a big mess. So that's the problem. So make sure you have only one active at any point of time. Okay, cool. So thanks for these things. So the next thing that we are going to look into is how we are going to create each and every component. For example, I'm just going to create one simple component. Before that, let's try to update the front end of it. Like, for example, if you see here, the main content says that it is React app. That's it. Okay, so I want to change this to our logo. See, our logo is here right now. So this is what is the logo that I'm planning to use. So what I'm gonna do here is, so I guess it's a 512 by 512 or something like that. So let me open up this one here. It is actually 452, which is fine. So what I'm gonna do here is just gonna copy this one and open our Finder. So here there is a public folder. There is logo 192, logo 512. Okay. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna change this into logo 192 and logo 512. Okay. So there is this website. It is real favicon generator. Not exactly this one, sorry. Let's use favicon generator. Not this one too. Okay, there is something called as favicon and app icon generator. It is favicon-generator.org. I'll send the link right now. So this particular website, what it does is, I will just take my logo and then put it over here, and then I'm just going to generate only 16 by 16 favicon, maintain image dimensions, and I'm just going to create the favicon. The moment it shows me like this. Okay, so I'm just going to download the generated favicon. I got favicon.ico. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this favicon.ico and all these files. There are these three files, right? So these three files, I'm going to put it into the public directory. So I'm going to replace these three files The moment I replace it, you can see that this particular React app has been changed. Okay, so that's the first thing I do with the branding part. The next thing is we want, uh, how many of you know Bootstrap here? Bootstrap 5. So it is getbootstrap.com. How many of you have seen this website? So we will be using the latest version of Bootstrap, which is Bootstrap 5, and it is actually in beta, yes, but we are just thinking whether we will be using the beta version or not. Okay, we can ask the product owner herself. Madhvi, should we go ahead with the beta thing, beta application, a beta library? Okay, cool. There are like loads and loads of people who have seen that. Uh, yeah, Tailwind or Fluent UI is also good, but the designs that we have got so far is based on Bootstrap. That is the reason we are using Bootstrap. Yes, even Eddie has mentioned that Tailwind is really good. Yeah, I do understand that, but yes, let's look at it in that way. Madhvi, did you try answering? Sorry, you were on mute.
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, so currently we have Bootstrap as beta version at the moment. So is it okay to use a beta library for our product, or should we go ahead with a stable version for the UI?
I think we should go for a stable version, like for beta. Yeah, it's a like we are not sure that that version will be stable or not. So it could create few issues in our project. So I think we should go for the stable one.
Yeah, I guess that's a better idea. So what we will be doing is, let's go with the stable version, and stable versions from for Bootstrap and others can be taken from getbootstrap.com. Sorry, bootstrapcdn.com, and that will have the latest version of like latest stable version here. So this is the CSS file. We will be using only the CSS file, and yeah, so a lot of people are saying it's better to go with the stable version too. So I'm just going to send the link as well. And yes, I have taken this link from here, and now what I'm going to do is I'll go to the public folder, and the index.html is what we will be updating. So now here what we are going to do is, oh, see, Vinayak is also here. Hey Vinayak, he's an awesome person who works on React and cloud computing stuff, and he also did a live stream with us. I hope we remember that. Okay, now here I'll just add the Bootstrap CSS. The moment I use the Bootstrap CSS here, we can clearly see that this whole thing changed. Like before adding Bootstrap CSS, it was here with a nice font. Now it has changed. So we'll also add a good font as well. For now, I'm just going to go with a Google font, which is Open Sans. Oops, it's supposed to be fonts.google.com. And for people who are looking at like when how long this is gonna extend, we are gonna wrap up in 10 minutes or so. Okay. So we will go with a light font, regular font, and semi-bold font. And let's copy this URL, and let's go into the link and then add it over here. And in this part, we can change the title as Devternship. And then let's also change the description to the one which we wrote in our the first I mean, like, it should be less than 50 characters in length. 50 or 65 characters in length is the decent, but we have used 138. So let's use the same thing. That's fine. Okay, now if we use this, it's going to show devturnship and everything is perfect. Now we have done our branding. Along with that, we also need to add some style sheet, which I'm coming for it next. So updated branding part. So once we have done this, we will create all the issues and other things, and please start contributing. That is the thing. Now, once this is completed, the next thing that we are going to do is we will start setting up with the style sheets and other things. Okay, so for creating styles, we will be using something called as SCSS. Now, what is CSS and what is SCSS? So let me show you a difference. Before that, I just wanted to show you all how long does it take for you to create something like this. Just give me a second. Let me try to draw something for you. So this is my website. Like, this is the page, and there is a heading. There is a logo. I've been doing this all my live streams, so a lot of people might know what I'm trying to do. Okay, so there are like 4 links here. Okay, so nav 1 or link 2, link 3, and link 4. Okay, and then there is a logo here. The type, like, the contents of this is, you have a header tag, and inside the header tag there is a h1 tag, there is a tag which has logo in it, then you have a nav tag, there is a ul tag, there are 4 list items. Okay, inside that there is a tag, and it has nav 1, 2, 3, and 4. So how long do you think this will take for you to write the HTML part alone? Please tell me in the comments. Pratik, I really wanted to have a cat, but unfortunately I don't have one because of my parents. They are extremely hygiene freaks, and they don't want me to have a cat with me. SCSS is good in a lot of ways. I'll show you how SCSS is going to help you all, and then we are finishing it for today. Okay. So I could see a lot of people saying from 15 minutes. Okay. Let's see all the numbers coming in, and then we will take a small poll or decision about that. And then I'll just give another 1 minute time for everyone to answer how long. See, it is just HTML part. Okay. Doc type, HTML head, title, then you have body, then the contents. That's it. The header tag, h1 tag, nav tag, ul tag, a tags, those kind of things. That's all you need to write. No CSS, nothing. How long do you think you will be taking to finish that? That is my question. Okay, Pratik, I need to kick you out. Yeah. So you said actually 1 minute with Emmet. Okay. 5 minutes max with hard coding. Okay, no hard coding. You need to start from scratch. No copy pasting allowed in that case. So we are getting different answers ranging from 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 25 minutes, etc. So the mean is going to be on 10 to 15 minutes logically. Okay, let's see how I would do this. Okay, so what I'm gonna do first is, so I completely remember what I have written here, or else let me do one thing. I'll just put this over here, and then in this part, I'm just gonna create a new file, which is of type HTML. Okay, so we will start exactly at 45. Okay, so on 45, I created the doc type, and then I use a header. Inside the header, I have a h1, I have a which has a text called logo. Along with the header, I have a nav. Inside the nav, I have got UL. I've got 4 list items, and each list item has a, and then everything has nav dollar. Done. It took me 20 seconds. So this is called as emmet. Okay, first thing, how was it? That is my first question. And what do you think about this? It is not exactly a shorthand command. It is called emmet, and this is available in VS Code by default. And for Sublime Text, you might need to install a couple of packages. And yeah, so 30 seconds, even not for people who know what they do, like with practice, it comes. You don't take more than 20 seconds really. So that is what emmet does. And now we know that this is the complete structure that we are going to follow, right? So if you want to write a CSS code for this, what you would be doing is you'd be writing something like this, right? Okay, let's go back here. So header. Okay, I'll just set the syntax to CSS. So I'll be writing header, and then inside header, you will be writing h1. I'm just going to put. Then you will be putting a, nav, ul, li, a, so on and so forth, right? This is what you would be writing. And in case if you want to change something or something like that, that is going to be really tough. You need to go for these two things and then add a hover. And then you need to copy paste a lot of things. There are a lot of duplicated items will also come up, right? So let me show you a simple, easy way to do it. Okay. So there is something called as SCSS, which is a CSS preprocessor. I'm going to use a program called SAS Meister. It's an online application, online service. So a lot of people have seen my previous videos, which I can clearly see that. Okay. Now let me show you how this thing works. Okay. So let's go to the 15th line. So you know that I need a header tag, and inside that h1a, etc. Right? So first thing is I'm going to put header h1a. Then after the h1, like sibling of h1 is nav tag, ul, li, a. So now since the empty tags, empty rules will not be coming outside, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add comments for each line. Okay. Boom. Look at on the right side. So whatever you want to do in like if you have Visual Studio Code or other text editors, modern text editor, it would be easy for you to even at least copying and pasting, that will be easier. But think about people using Notepad and other things. It's going to be really difficult. But look at this, even with Notepad, you can easily do this. Okay. So that's one thing. Not only that, in terms of JavaScript, you will be able to use functions, right? Here also we can use functions. They are called as mixins. So mixin, I want a link mixin. Okay. So for both links, I'm using this link mixin. So that is the first one is the function definition. Second one is the function call. So I'm using link. Now here, if I get rid of these things, again, these two lines will go away. So I'm using it here. Now let's say I want a hover thing. So I'm just going to put ampersand hover, and then I'm just going to do this again. Look at this. It's going to automatically add all these things. Say, for example, if I do a text decoration, none, and here I do text color #FFF, something like that. It's going to update in all the places that we need. And not only that, we can use variables as well. So what I can do is maybe like main is going to be, the color is going to be 0. Then I can use lead color, which is going to be white. Then what I can do is I can use this as $lead, and then it's going to open this one. So if I change this color to something else, it's going to change every single place. So this is really cool to use, and this saves a lot of time. That is one thing which I wanted to say. So for this, what we will be using is we will use SAS. So Node SAS is the application that we need. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to install npm I node SAS as the package. So here, installed node SAS for SCSS support. So once this is installed, there will be two files that will be changed, package and package log. So I'm just going to push that too. So for people who want to use this one, you can use pull and push from here. So that is also possible. Okay. The first thing, the way you have to contribute will be, first look for an issue, and from that issue, create a branch. For example, what you can do is git checkout -b, the issue number, let's say 56 is the issue number, 56, what exactly the issue is. So say something hello world or something like that, that is the issue. And then get inside that. Before that, you have to clone the repo, like, fork the repo and clone the repo, which I have given in the introduction part at the end. So have a quick look at that and then follow it. I'm also creating a document that actually gives you all the details. Like for example, this contributing document will help you in how to contribute to this page, like to this. So if you see this one, first thing is you need to, so this is the original repository, and you should first fork the repository, and then getting into the fork, you could see that it is forked from another repository. This is my repository. This particular repository will have all the permissions for you to do any changes. Then you need to clone it, as I said, you like clone it and open it in a new thing. So now let's say we have like a new issue that is okay. I'll just copy this and share this with you as well. And once we have created a new branch here, you start working on it. You change all these things. There is a modified file, and then you add everything. You check if everything seems to be perfect using git diff, or you can use your Visual Studio Code to check everything, and then push the code, commit it and push the code. Once you have pushed it, it automatically shows a option to create a pull request with a link in your, what do you call this? In your terminal. So just open the link and it automatically shows you this particular compare and pull request. Once you do this, you will be able to add all the changes that you have done so far. And then you just need to create the pull request. Once the pull request is created, it's our duty as mine and Manju's duty to check the pull request for whether it is correct, and then we will be approving the pull request, and then you can delete your local branch. So that's all is required. You just need to so there are more information in case if you want to update your local master branch with the current master branch as well. So all these things are given in this particular document. This will be updated in the current repository as well, which I'll be sharing soon. Okay. After this, let's create a quick style sheet alone, and then we will stop it here. So inside the styles, I'm going to create a new file called index.scss, and I'm going to use body. Let's add a font family as Open Sans. And then I'm going to open the index. I'll be adding import styles index.scss. Now here I'm going to follow. Okay, let's see if this actually works. Okay. Right. So there is a problem with the node version that I have been using. So what I need to do is, okay, cool. So I'm in the, okay, I should have used a different loader. So let me update that. So npm uninstall Node SUS. So this is a problem with the current version of Node. So current version of SCSS. So I need to use a version that is this one. So let's do npm install Node SUS with this version. You don't need to do this. So let's see if this actually works. I guess it is 4.1.14. Just a second. So we should use 4.14.1, not 4.1.14. Sorry. 4.14.1. This is a common issue that's been faced by every one of us. So I had to downgrade this node thing. Downgraded Node SAS for compatibility. So for people who are experiencing this problem, you need to use this. So I'll just add these files. Let's use this one. Now, if you see here, it's gonna work. Just go back and then let's try to save this once again. So it's gonna combine again. Okay, for some reason it's not actually working fine. Let me quickly find out what exactly happened here. Package.json. So node SAS is 4.14.1. Yeah, that's right. Okay, maybe the only thing which I need to do is I'll just need to quit and restart. That's it. So that time it will work. Yep, there you go. So it is in the right font as well, and we have got our SCSS file integrated. So that's about it for today. So good luck, and we will also add more issues and other things. So before that, let me see if both of them are available, so we can give a bye-bye. So Madhvi and Manju, do you want to say bye to both of everyone? Just come on the video. I'll just stop the screen sharing as well. Just give me one moment. Yeah, we are here. So thanks everyone. And right, so let me know if there is any other questions if you have, and we are happy to like clarify any of the questions that you might have. So if there are no more questions, let me have a quick look at the chat as well. Okay, Uranium has a problem. What's up? Sunil, why not use Webpack node loader? No, I'm basically lazy. That's the reason. So everything is actually bootstrapped in this create React app. So that's the reason. Om Single says like we should use only a mixin when we need to pass some arguments. Otherwise, we need to use extents. Not exactly. Extent is totally a different scenario. Mixin is like functions. You can use it without parameters as well as with parameters. That's not a problem. In case if you're using with parameters, you have to make sure you are also giving a default parameters. In case if sometimes there could be a chance that people might not be using it correctly, right? So that is also possible. So for that alone, we just need to make sure you're not supposed to, mixins are fine. How to update your remote repo? So the document which I showed you that has an option to update the remote repo. I'll be sharing the document very soon. So you can, for now, you can check the chats. The link has been provided. In case if you need more, if you wait for another couple of days, maybe I'll add the complete contribution document with the screenshots. It's just a tedious task to do it. I'll just do it soon. Okay. Mayank says, is there any criteria to pass to avail open source certificate? I don't know how certificates are going to be helpful. Madhvi can answer that question. Right.
Like
Go on.
winter code, or they will provide the certificate, or we are assumed to provide the certificates.
So we can talk to the other the team people, and then you can. But seriously, certificates, I'm not sure how it is going to help. But if it is going to help you, awesome, sure. Since Webpack is preloaded in CRA, we can use it with plugins and etc. Exactly, that is the main reason. And yeah, thanks everyone for coming in. And if there is any other thing that you want to ask, we are always here in Slack as well as in Discord. I'll be getting everyone on Slack as well, so we are trying to work out on that part. And I guess yeah, that's it, I guess. So in case if there is any other questions, you can always talk to us. And yeah, cool, that's it. See you all then. I'll just leave the chat open for some time. Don't forget to add the subscription, like subscribe to this channel and give a like, share it with your friends, and let's meet soon. Yeah, you both can say the bye.
Say bye, everyone.